For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a bit of a review video on a product from Kampa. So with me today I've got the Kampa Watergate 8. Kampa Watergate 8 has been around for many seasons now, and going forward into 2021 season, it's a little bit of a tweak and a change to it. As you can see, I've actually got it set up with the actual canopy itself that you can buy for it. So for me, this is kind of more the ideal solution. You've got the flexibility of what we call like a vis-a-vis style, so bedrooms at either end with a middle living section, but then the added ability of having a canopy at the front which can be completely enclosed. So you've got sleeping, living, and then cooking / awning area. So that's kind of the setup I see it has, really, but there's no reason why you wouldn't just get the Watergate on its own. It has been for many years, and again, it's down, I suppose, in many ways to kind of price point, really. So what's new for the 2021 season? So kind of the Watergate's had a bit more of a facelift, so it's a gorgeous kind of blue colour. I think it really makes it pop. What you also find is what they kind of do is try to sort of make it probably a touch more, probably keener on the price, shall we say. So you've still got this really nice sort of 68D material, same sort of level waterproofing as we've known previously. Again, you've still got sort of 12.7mm poles, so nice sturdy poles, which are all color coordinated as well. So when you come to pitch it, you kind of know what goes where, because you've got like a blue tab, which signifies blue points on that pole. Same for the middle, they're all grey. So you've only got really two lengths of poles, which are the three middle poles are all the same, and then the ends are individual. And you can see from our own Attwoolls pitching and packing video how quick, simple and easy it really is to pitch kind of the Watergate. Previously they always did a Watergate 6, that's no longer in the range. They felt, to be honest, people would buy the 8, 10 times to 1, and the 6 really weren't gaining a lot less in terms of size. It's about the same value. So I'm not surprised really that the 8 is the only one available. And I'll tell you what, if you want to make it a 6, take a bedroom out, use that as storage. And that's the same thing. You can take almost bedrooms out on one complete side and make that all sort of storage section. So it works nicely. You've got high visibility guidelines, as you can see here. So again, gives you hopefully less of a trip hazard to worry about. But also you've got main core things like good level of ventilation above the bedrooms to get airflow and help sort of fight condensation. You've got also webbing straps as well for the main points, so you can get some real nice tension on it and get it looking quite nice and sharp. The canopy itself, you can throw it over the top and peg down, and we've done kind of like a pitching video on how to pitch one of these canopies with this kind of style of tent. And I think for me the canopy is a really nice extra to have. Like I said, it just creates that kind of awning section, if you will, that's kind of that sort of wet dry area before you enter your nice clean carpeted area. And the canopy itself actually has windows either side, but you've also got curtains, so you get that level of privacy. Again, the front door here as well can zip down, so it comes completely enclosed and feels of very much part of the tent. And to be fair, what you could almost do if you wanted to is bring that out to make a little canopy if you want to, some additional king poles, a little bit more extending. But I think this amount of space is pretty much ample. You've got doors either side of the Watergate, and in a moment I'll bring the camera in so we can have a bit more of an idea of it. So you've got doors either side. What you find is they've also got a mesh door on both sides, which traditionally only had on one side previously. So that also is a bit more of a better addition, to be fair. So you get essentially two mesh doors, which is ideal for when you're sort of inside with a lantern at night and you want airflow. That's a key thing, especially with these kind of polyester tents in many ways. But tell you what, let's go inside and talk for a few more features that the Watergate has to offer. So now inside the Watergate, you can kind of get a bit more of a feel for almost the layout of the tent itself. Now, what I've got is got the camera in the bedroom at one side, and essentially it's almost like a mirror image. So what you see on this side is the same as what is on that side. And in a second, I will pick the camera up and we can have a little sort of orientation around the tent, including a little bit of a loop round. So the bedroom itself, so like I say, the joys of this kind of style is you have this what I call vis-a-vis style. So bedrooms at either end with a communal living area in the middle. So it means you get a separate sleeping area, but space-wise you are sharing this sort of central space, and that's where I find that something like a canopy is very essential if you want that sort of cooking area if the weather turns. If the weather's not, you're fine. You've got plenty of outside space, and then you put a table and chairs in here and it's quite comfy and cozy inside. You've still got main core features in here as well. So like I said, you've got the addition of an additional mesh door as we talked about, a rain-safe canopy on the one side, which we'll see in a moment. still got nice dark bedrooms as well, which is a great thing, because you want to stay in bed as long as possible, at least keep the kids in bed as long as possible, just so they don't have to wake up when the sun comes up. A good night's rest and everything when you're camping. And you've also got a good sort of depth. Now, over the years, probably the Watergate's been a bit wider than maybe it needed to be in many ways. So it's still essentially an 8 berth. It's giving you sort of 130 per bedroom, rather than previously used to give you 140. Now 130 will happily accommodate a self-inflated mat or even an airbed. So you've still got enough room for that. So it's just sort of, again, just narrowing the width a little bit, and again adding a few more features to keep the price, like I said, very competitive at that point. You've still got PVC windows on either side, so you've got a really nice amount of light to be allowed in. Alternatively, you have the door open as well with that sort of mesh. But if you want sort of privacy, you can still do so. So you've got little toggle points down the bottom here. So the curtains are rolled up down the side. Now you can either kind of put it kind of halfway to get sort of privacy, but also lighting at the top. Alternatively, you want ultimate amount of privacy. You toggle it at the top and also along the side as well, and that curtain sits really nice and tight to the PVC window, so you get the ultimate amount of privacy. You've still got core features in the Watergate that you essentially need for camping away. So things like a hanging point for a lantern, so located in the centre of the tent. You've got a hanging point for a lantern like so, and little Velcro tabs. Now the Velcro tabs basically leads down to a cable entry point located down the bottom there. So it means you have your mains hook up inside the tent without having to leave the door open, and then you can use that as almost like a central hub. The divisional bedrooms, the divider between the bedrooms itself is basically a toggle divider. So again, it means that you can always split it up into a 2-2 and then a 2-2, or 2-2 and a 4, or vice versa. So it's quite flexible, and you can just toggle them in and toggle them out at your own discretion, whether you need to do or not. You've got sort of 2 zip pullers as well, so it means it's nice and accessible to get to it. So you can have the zip pullers down low if you want kids to get out, or up high if you don't. Deep sort of depth as well. So like I said, when you're in here, not only can you sort of lay down quite happily, but you can stand up and get changed. I mean, I'm about 6'2", so in the corners is a bit of a struggle for me personally, but you can quite happily do that. You've also got storage pockets located in both of the bedrooms either side, so it means you put keys, phones and torches, that sort of stuff, so it's easily accessible as and when you need to in the pitch black of night. So you can kind of scrabble around, find it, and then nip out to the loo or need to do whatever you need to do. We've also got a ventilation point above the kind of canopy bit, so let's pick the camera up now. Actually, it'd be a good opportunity to do that. So like I said, you can get a bit more idea for the bedroom itself. When we go inside, we'll go around and through the divider. You can see obviously it's kind of a bit darker in terms of its actual panel. It's probably a better representation from the outside looking in, but there you go. That's sort of the screen you find there, so you can get an idea of the darkness. To be fair, the lens doesn't help too much. Then you've got a ventilation point at the top there, so you can get an airflow, which we saw on the outside earlier. You've got obviously a big window, which we've seen, and then also that's the door with that ventilation point looking out, so you can get that airflow in the tent, which obviously is crucial. The actual other bedroom, like I said, is a mirror image of what we were talking about. So again, you've still got a 4-berth bedroom with a toggle divider, storage pockets down the bottom and everything. So when you've got the canopy in place, you can kind of sort of sit in here quite happily and look out. You then can sort of roam from sort of your living area into sort of your awning area, and that merely just kind of pegs over the top. So as we come out, you can kind of see it comes off the side like so, and basically all you've got is a pegging point down the bottom here. Then you can see the gap in the fabric, and it just goes over the top, centralized if you will, and then comes off at an angle. You can see that little, so it comes off an angle like so, outwards there. So, and on this side, by having that, it then means your rain-safe canopy door is located on the outside of the awning. So it means that you can still come in and out from this side, or have that door open with just the mesh as the door itself. You have the airflow being driven into the tent and also in many ways out of the canopy, and it means that now both doors have a rain-safe canopy door. So regardless of what the wind's doing or the rain's doing, you are sort of safe and sound away from the elements. And then again, that's colour coordinated pole. So you've got a little colour point there, and on the pole itself at the bottom, you can see the blue bit to sort of mirror and match it, if you will. But yeah, back in the tent we go. But I think really smart model, something that's, you know, been in the range for a while and for good reason, just because, like I said, it offers something a little bit different. And there always could be a place for vis-a-vis tents, because people do want separate sleeping areas to a certain extent. And I think for the price point this is at, it's again still competitive. You've still got the main features you need to have, even though the style is a little bit old hat, you know, just because you lose that sort of front awning section. But like I said, it always will serve a purpose for those people who want that sort of, yeah, far away from the kids to hopefully get a good night's sleep. Yeah, so that's our little video review on the Watergate. Feel free to check the link below, take you straight through to the product with all the pricing we've got on the go at the moment, with package deals, the canopy, and also things like the floor diagrams and weights, pack sizes, and all that sort of information is located there. So you can check that out as and when you need to. But yeah, that's kind of our little video review on the Watergate. Let us know what you think as well. We always like to hear from you. You can always comment in the box below, or always, you know, send us emails or phone us, anything like that. But yeah, that's kind of our little video review on the Kampa Watergate 8 for the 2021 season.